tariffs. We rehash
Interest
getting
rates.
people out of the country who don't belong here. We have to rehash all the fights and all the wars and how nothing really seems to ever be different or better or change.
On today's edition, as the flag flies.
I know, isn't it? I mean, and you and I have talked about the fact that, you know, they're just the left and the right are just so very far apart that I think, and this sounds really Eeyore-ish, but I don't think we're coming together anytime soon.
No.
And I do feel a little bit. I mean, we always
Got
talk
it.
about that the pendulum swinging.
Yep.
And we said that it had swung so far to the left, and there was so much stuff that you couldn't make up because it was so ridiculous. And now I feel like part of that pendulum might be swinging crazily in the other direction.
Yeah.
And
If we can only get it to just stop and kind of in the middle.
yeah, middle 3/4-ish maybe. I mean, I like all the things that are being done to, you know, try to make our bigger cities safer, to, you know, get some of these hardened criminals who are here illegally out of our country, to
Well, see, I'd
shore
like
up
to
the
see them
border.
in jail first and then out of the country.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just this ongoing fight all the time.
Mhm.
And anyway, so okay, so everything gets to have a little bit of, they get to sit back and relax just a bit, because the news story from the weekend is the Philadelphia Phillies, Karen, who stole the little boy's baseball. It was really something. Did you see it?
I've heard of it. I've seen like stills of it, but yeah.
Unbelievable. This woman was absolutely crazy. I would say that she was 50-ish maybe. Anyway, and she had a Phillies jersey on, and so here comes a home run ball. Here's Dad with his, I think, 8 or 9-year-old kid, son. And so here comes the ball, and it hits this, you know, hits into the stands, falls on the floor, and Dad jumps down there, grabs the ball, and gives it to his kid. Okay, so here comes Karen. Oh my goodness, you should have seen her. She was absolutely out of control. She was livid, and she came and she grabbed his arm, and she was pointing, and of course it's all on, you know, the
Camera.
Yeah, so the kiss cam, now this is the Karen cam kind of thing. Anyway, so she's complaining today. She said, I can't even leave my own house without people yelling at me.
Good.
I'm like, well, and well deserved.
Yeah.
So anyway, but joke's on her. So finally the dad is like, oh, for heaven's sakes, take the stupid ball, and gives it
See,
to her.
I would not have given her the ball.
I wouldn't have either. And people all around him are like, don't give it to her, you know. Well, anyway, so he's the bigger man, and he's like, wow, just go away. Don't ruin this for me and my son. Here's the ball. So he gives her the ball, but joke's on her, because the team not only gives this kid this big basket full of stuff, all this stuff from the Phillies, but they invite him into the locker room after the game.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, so this kid got showered with all kinds of stuff, and it's going to be a pretty big story for him to tell going to school on Monday morning. And this lady, she's everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, social media blew up with her face. And unless she cuts her hair into a different style, completely colors it differently, starts wearing contacts instead of those glasses, and moves. I mean, she will never, ever be able to show her face again. It's everywhere. I bet the kiss cam people are thinking, oh, thank heaven somebody else screwed up.
Oh, but nothing will be worse than the kiss cam.
Yeah, that was a bad one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there's been so much fallout from it.
Well, the funny thing is, if they didn't react, it would have all blown over.
If they would have just stood there, and, you know, he probably could have, you know, taken his arms from around her waist, and they could have just continued to stand there and not, yeah, but when they ducked, that was, oh my goodness, we are so guilty. But anyway, Karen the ball stealer, she is laying under her covers this morning because she can't leave her house. And she was on, I saw a social media snippet, and she was complaining, I can't even leave my house. And I thought, well, whose fault is that?
That'd be hers.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so anyway, that was the big deal over the weekend, and you're going to see nothing but Karen the Ball Stealer in your social media feeds, I think, for a couple of days. And of course now everyone's doing these spin-offs and doing these memes and reenacting it, and just like they did with the Kiss Cam. So yeah, the Kiss Cam people can just sit back for a little bit and say, whew, somebody else is on the hook now.
Yeah, they could do that, but I'm pretty sure their lawyers are going to remind them that their divorces are going through.
Yeah, that was not a funny deal. But I mean, really, if you're going to cheat on your spouse, do you do it at a
big public event?
At a big public event, I don't really get that.
First off, don't cheat on your spouse.
Well, exactly. But I mean, and so do they deserve to get caught? Maybe.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. We were just talking about that over the weekend, how with everybody's got a cell phone and everybody's got access to video on their phone, every business practically, and many homes have cameras. So
I've got cameras all over our house.
Do you?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. And so what I'm saying is you can't get away with anything.
No.
Nothing. So if you do something bad, or you're going to get caught. That's just how it is.
And we were going to get a Ring doorbell a couple years back, and for the same price, we were able to get a 3-camera security system.
Oh, okay.
And it alerts if there's movement, so it's just as good as a Ring cam or a Ring
absolutely.
doorbell.
It's maybe better.
And so you got front door and a couple in the front door, back door, and then backyard.
Yep.
And so everything's covered.
Right.
And our insurance went down because of it too.
Oh, well, that's
we got
good.
a 5% decrease in our homeowners.
Is that? I suppose
insurance.
that's something you pay monthly for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I know that there are other like doorbell cams.
Yep.
Like that you don't pay a fee for. Now, it's different or not as comprehensive.
It's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those things where if we can get the live feed all the time and get notifications, that's free. But if we want it recorded and saved,
oh, gotcha.
That's where the money comes in.
Okay, so let's say that. What would it take for for you to get a notification?
Movement.
But the cat doesn't.
Every once in a while, the cat will trigger it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not getting notifications all the time.
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Just wondering how that worked. All right. Let's see what else we have.
But again, these are outside. They're not inside.
Right. Oh, gotcha. And your cat is usually in the house.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
cats you don't really in the house.
So, well, even more so. I mean, like, what about a squirrel or?
Every once in a while, a squirrel will trigger it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good. Except, oh my gosh, is it kind of like you quit looking at the notifications because oh boy, another squirrel.
I mean, you just get used to it.
I guess.
If you want to look, Jen's a little bit more attentive to it than I am.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell you, in fact, we were just talking about security before I came in here, out in the front at the front desk. We were just talking about how different things are today than they used to be. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember
locked doors wherever you go.
We didn't have, when I started here, the 3 exits were always unlocked.
Yep. Absolutely.
The front door, the 2 side doors were always unlocked 24 hours. Because we were staffed.
Yeah, because we're staffed 24 hours.
24 hours.
We were, yeah, for sure.
And then we started locking the side doors, and then we started locking the front door during kind of off hours.
Yep, absolutely. And we've talked about this before too. Area churches.
Yep.
They're very, very strict about what doors are open during what times.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and Sunday school areas get locked down. At our church, you have to go through a system. You have to basically check in, and it spits out a sticker that you wear if you're going.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're going into the Sunday school area. So, precautions.
Yeah.
And isn't it sad we need them, but you do.
Yeah.
And we have a security team at our church. There are a number of people who are on security at every event that goes on.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, Yeah, and sad again that we need it, but you need it, so you have it. All right. Okay, so President Trump, he's back at it.
He needs to stay off social media.
Well, boy, isn't that the truth? He has escalated threats now against Chicago by posting a parody image of Apocalypse Now showing helicopters in flames over the city.
Helicopters, flames, and him
maybe
in some
went
outfit.
just a little bit too far there. The post included the line, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning," and referred to the DOD as the Department of War. Illinois governor condemned Trump as a wannabe dictator and vowing Illinois will not be intimidated. So
We're going to let our citizens keep killing each other.
I don't get it. I will never understand why a city wouldn't be okay with somebody coming in to help to make it better, safer. You know, I guess if we had a Democrat in power and they wanted to come in and clean up, then it would be a good idea.
Oh, they'd be the savior. They'd be rescuing us.
The problem is you clean it up and you get rid of all the people who don't belong there legally. That changes things when it comes to voting time.
Yep.
It changes redistricting. And they want those people there. They don't want them out, and that is kind of what it all comes down to. Okay, so let's see what else is happening. Tampa leads the nation with the steepest home value decline at 6.1%. Now, I just talked with somebody else who had recently purchased a home in Florida and has one to sell. But he said, I bought the house in Florida because prices are so low right now because of hurricanes and what it takes to insure homes in the state of Florida. And there's probably other things that go along with
property
that.
taxes.
Property taxes. Well, property taxes, is it Florida that doesn't have income tax?
They don't have income, but they have Florida.
But property taxes are big, probably. Anyway, so he's just sitting on this other one, gonna maybe rent it or something, just because it doesn't make sense to sell it, because now it's a buyer's market instead of a seller's market, which we have not seen for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, we were in what was it, Fort Lauderdale. We were coming through some of the stuff, the canals and stuff over there, and the guy that was driving the boat says, "Hey, this is so and so's house," and a bunch of rich, famous people had big houses on the canal.
Sure.
And they're like, and that one right there, that one sat empty for a couple of years. You can actually buy it for $1 if you want, but you got to be able to afford the $5,000 a day property taxes on it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm like,
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, it is expensive to own, it's expensive to insure if you can, depending on where it is. But there is a huge decline. This one, as I mentioned, was in Tampa, 6.1% decline, bringing typical home prices. Their typical home price is about $350,000. Austin, Texas follows closely with a 6% drop. Their median price on a house is $437,000. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we would have said, oh my goodness, a $400,000 house? Are you kidding? Do you know how many houses in Fergus are selling for that and above?
Yeah.
Practically all of them, it feels like, But now we're seeing the market turn just a little bit. I heard an expert in real estate talking about, it's changed a lot, and it's not like it used to be where there's all these people standing in line fighting over a house. So anyway, coming up on 9:30, break for the markets, and we're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
today on Hot Talk with the Ox? Well, do we have a special legislative session to outlaw guns? We'll see. Then how did that school walkout go on Friday, right or wrong? And of course, here a weekend news recap and the news of the day as it unfolds. And how about them bikes? Predictions for tonight's opener. But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
There's only one silage brand that's been raising the bar for over 30 years. There's only one silage seed lineup that's been designed, selected, and tested for optimal performance in Midwestern soils and conditions, and enjoyed by millions of cows across the region. You might be hearing about a lot of newcomers who promise more milk per ton and more tonnage per acre, but there's only one you should trust: Dairyland Seed High DF. Discover the high DF difference at dairylandseedsilage.com.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning, 9:30 market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains starting out the week mixed here. Wheat's up a couple cents. Corn and soybeans both down a couple. Global Commodity Analytics and Consulting owner Mike Zuzolo says that the weather forecast has beans continuing their lower trend.
Market is also probably trying to position for a little bit wetter forecast in the central and eastern corn belt. It's interesting to note that usually the GFS model is the wetter of the two. Europeans usually drier. This week we come back with European actually showing quite a bit more rainfall totals in the next 5 to 6 days for Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. The kind of the focus of where the dry weather has really laid itself in and embedded itself. I would guess that's probably the heart and soul of why we've had the beans continue to weaken.
Cattle markets starting to see a divide between the futures and cash trade.
Interesting dynamic here because we have a cash market that's not really backing down, but as you said, the futures market looked a little bit tired after the end of August run to the upside, and so we're finding that the trade is diverging quite a bit here, and we continue to see that when it comes to the cash trade, especially for the fat cattle, and to a lesser degree the feeders. The calf prices are still very red hot right now. Clients are telling me they're kind of taking a break and taking a pause here to see if they don't back down. We've seen the managed money net positions continue to liquidate their record net long positions and feeders.
Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Brought to you by the Soy Checkoff. Investing farmer dollars to boost demand for U.S. soy. Drive on-farm resilience. Bring value to U.S. soybean farmers. Led by its 77 farmer leaders across 30 states, your Soy Checkoff strategically invests in market segments spanning animal health and nutrition, biofuels, infrastructure, production research, new uses, and international trade. Always looking 5 to 10 years out to ensure soybean farmers have viable markets for the future. Learn more at unitedsoybean.org.
The Minnesota Corn Checkoff is a small investment with a big impact. A recent third-party analysis found that checkoff-supported market development activities offer an 87-to-1 multiplier effect. That means farmers see an 87-cent return for every checkoff cent invested in market development. That's real money for the state's farmers and ag economy. Learn more about how the checkoff delivers results for family corn farmers at the Minnesota Corn Big Iron booth and at checkoffdelivers.org.
Farmers and ranchers depend on farm radio. In fact, the average farm has 11 radios. Over half of our farm listeners have 20 or more radios on the farm. The Red River Farm Network is your go-to source for farm news, markets, and weather. Dedicated, determined, dependable. Dunwick, Jamie Tickerman, Tyler Donaldson, Drew Lerner on the Red River Farm Network. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
Join the Red River Farm Network at the Big Iron Farm Show, West Fargo, September 9th, 10th, and 11th. We're in the center of the ground, straight ahead from that main gate. Daily market outlook forums are planned at 1:30. Analysts include Brian Doherty, Allison Thompson, Randy Martinson, Steve Wagner, and more. Visit rrfn.com. Go to the Big Iron tab for the full schedule. Sponsored in part by the North Dakota Farmers Union, FD Seed, North Dakota Corn Growers Association, and Minnesota Soybean Research and Promotion Council.
December Minneapolis wheat's up 3.5 cents to 5.69.5. Chicago December wheat a penny and a half higher at 5.20 3/4. KC wheat's at 5.09 even, up 3 3/4 cents. December corn down 2 cents to 4.16 even. November soybeans are at 10.25 even, down 2 cents. November canola in Winnipeg $3.70 per metric ton higher at 620.50 Canadian. On the cattle side, October live cattle are down 57 cents to 235.40. September feeders down 37 cents, 359.45. October hogs down 80 cents, 95.22. This is the Red River Farm Network.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
The Speedway Motors Wissota 100, fueled by Minnesota Motor Company, Swanston Equipment, and KJ Country 96.5 is Tuesday through Saturday at I-94 EMR Speedway in Fergus Falls. Tickets and camping info at wissota.org. Drivers from around the upper Midwest will compete to be awarded Speedway Motors Wissota 100 champion. Catch the action live on KJ Country 96.5 and with the Fergus Now app. Special thanks to Buyer Towing and Transport, Buyer Auto Body, Elizabeth Liquor, and West Metro GMC Buick. The Speedway Motors Wissota 100, where adrenaline meets excitement.
Keeping you company out on the lakes, the Minnesota Twins, and News Talk 1250 AM KBRF.
Happy Monday, Twins fans. Twins are on the West Coast, soaking in some sunshine and taking on the Angels. Stay up late with us tonight. 8 o'clock lineup card, 8:38 first pitch. Simeon Woods Richardson versus the Angels, Caden Dana. I'll be joined by the great Paul Molitor. We hope you'll join us too, right here on your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
All tires on sale at Northwest Tire. Get $100 off any set of 4-passenger or light truck tires in stock with installation and purchase of premium tire coverage when you use your Northwest Tire credit card. Buy select Bridgestone and Firestone tires and get an additional $200 off when you use your Northwest Tire credit card. See store or website for details. Sale valid at your Northwest Tire September 1st through the 13th.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
It's News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. 58 right now in Fergus Falls, and one of my favorite segments throughout the week. It's Two Marys and a Dave.
All right, and we say good morning to Mary out at the American Legion. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, guys. How are you today?
Oh, well, good. It's a sunny day. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful week, and if you didn't like that cold snap over the weekend, just sit back because this week's going to be great. Looks nice.
It's beautiful out today.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great start to the week yesterday. It was just absolutely beautiful, and we're here to talk about some good home cooking at the American Legion, who are open every Wednesday through Saturday. So what's cooking this week, Mary?
Our Wednesday special this week is scalloped potatoes and ham.
Ooh, that sounds great.
We're kind of into hot dish season again. I'm still in denial. It's still like summer yet, but it's okay to bring some of those I don't know, fall type things in.
Yeah,
So
and you know,
scalloped potatoes
while
and
it's
ham.
still summertime temperatures during the day, by the time you get home for dinner in the evening, it's cooled off, and it's okay to have scalloped potatoes and ham.
It sure is.
Yeah,
Thanks for
sounds
the permission,
great.
Mary.
Okay, so that's the Wednesday special, and review those delicious September dessert items for us.
Our features this month are a key lime pie, a strawberry layer cake, and a white chocolate raspberry frozen sherbet dessert.
Ooh, sounds good. They all do. And, you know, often we talk about the ribs all the time. Everyone knows you for the ribs. We talk about the Wednesday special. But, Mary, there's so many other things on the menu. So if scalloped potatoes and ham isn't your thing, boy, there's so many other things to choose from, either to go or to eat in.
That's right. We have dine-in Wednesday through Saturday from 3 until 8, and you can also get everything carry-out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday starting at 11 and going until 8, and then again on Saturday from 3 until 8.
Okay.
And you're right. The menu is, there's a lot of variety on the menu, and since it's after Labor Day, we've brought soup back, so we're busy making homemade soup every week.
Ooh,
We
yum.
have all of our salads. We're going to continue potato salad for a while, so that's still available. Lots of burgers, sandwiches, grilled chicken, chicken strips, walleye,
Okay.
different combo meals, so just about something for everyone.
Boy, it
I always
sounds
love
like
the
it.
mushroom and Swiss, and I know
I
my,
know.
my
That's
parents
your
always get
favorite.
that walleye.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you mentioned a couple of things, burgers and potato salad. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but that's summer stuff, I say. So thank you for extending summer just a little bit longer for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mary, if we would like to get on the list for the Wednesday special, or we'd like to maybe order some sides or some ribs or whatever the case might be, what's the best number for us to call?
Give us a call at 739-4633.
All right, Mary, you have a great week.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Mary from the American Legion, our guest and sponsor on the show. So there it is, Wednesday special, scalloped potatoes and ham. Yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like, I don't care what the weather's doing, that's going to be great, right?
It's always a classic. My mom used to make that all the time.
I know, my mom did too. My mom was famous for her scalloped potatoes. Her, my grandma, and my mom's sister. And I don't know who made the best ones. I can't even say, but they were all known for their scalloped potatoes. And then sometimes we would, chunk the ham up in there, or serve it on the side. But, oh, those scalloped potatoes. I feel like nobody could make them like my mom. I still feel like I should call her and say, okay, now how do I do those scalloped potatoes again?
Yeah.
So I'm on my own now, and I'll have to just figure it out. All I can hear in my head is low and slow.
Yep.
Because she would have them, like 275 or something like that, and she'd bake them for, it felt like forever. Hours. But they always came out perfect. So, anyway, I got some things to learn. I tried it, and her potato salad, I will never be able to duplicate her potato salad. I can't tell you how many times she walked me through her potato salad. I could never make it come out like hers did.
Mm-hmm.
Moms just know how to make potato salad.
They do.
I suppose I'm someone's mom, but I don't know how to make potato salad. I do. It never turns out as good as my mom's. So.
Maybe
anyway.
Kate's like, thankfully nobody cooks it like my mom.
Yeah, probably. Oh, boy. All right. Well, we talked a little bit about the fact that home values are dropping across the country, and real estate market has finally struck a balance between buyers and sellers. There for a while, it was absolutely, the seller was the winner.
Oh, yeah.
And the buyer just had to give up everything to get what they wanted.
I would love for property values on Battle Lake to drop a little bit so that property taxes go down.
Yeah.
Because they are insane.
They are insane. That is for sure. Other major declines include Dallas, San Francisco. I think there's Orlando fell as well. Cleveland actually had an increase of 4.7%. That doesn't. Everyone wants to go to Cleveland? I don't know. Hartford, Connecticut followed with 4.5% growth, and the shift marks a significant change from years of these spiking home prices. That's been going on for quite a while. In
Yeah.
fact, you and I bought our houses like just before that.
Yeah, just
We've been
before
in
the interest
ours
rates. And,
about 6 years, and so
yeah, ours
that's about when it took off.
Yeah, about 7 for us.
Okay. All right. And speaking of big money, 2 people hit one of the largest lotteries ever. 2 Powerball players from Missouri and Texas are going to share that estimated $1.8 billion jackpot. Saturday's drawing had 2 winners. Again, one from Missouri, one from Texas. The winning numbers were 11, 23, 44, 61, and 62. The Powerball number was 17. The Texas ticket was purchased at a gas station in Fredericksburg, while Missouri's winning location remains undisclosed. Saturday's victory ended a 3-month streak without a jackpot winner, following 41 consecutive drawings since last May. That winner on May 31st. Winners typically choose the cash option, which would be $826.4 million before taxes, rather than the annuity's 30 payments over 29 years. Yeah, because I would be dead by the time they were done paying me.
Well, I mean, plus you got to realize inflation,
Right,
and if
right.
you get all that money up front, you can invest it. And
Yes, yeah. Powerball odds stand at 1 in 292 million. So, there you go. All right,
so you're saying there's a chance.
there's a chance. And you brought up a great point. The numbers are still the numbers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many people bought.
No.
Unless you had to share it with. Well,
those people have to share.
It doesn't matter. The numbers are the numbers.
Yeah.
So
You
whether
can have the same odds all the time.
Yeah, that's true. It feels like the more people, like a drawing. The more people's names that are in the drawing bucket, the less your chance becomes. But this is not like that.
No.
But that's how they make it sound.
But I mean, the more people that have numbers, the better of a chance of somebody hitting those numbers.
Yes, true.
But the numbers are the numbers.
Right, exactly. All right. Elon Musk's name shows up in the news for the first time in a long time.
We've been lucky.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of went away, didn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, remember he was going to form his own political party. What happened to that?
It was a disaster.
Yeah, did it ever happen?
No,
Are we gonna?
reality hit him on what would actually have to go through to create one, and he went,
Yeah.
I got better things to do.
Right.
Let's go to Mars.
Yeah, like making some more money. Tesla has unveiled a potential $1 trillion payout for CEO Elon Musk, tied to aggressive company targets over the next decade. So he's got, some marks to hit. The package includes 12 shares requiring milestones like reaching $2 trillion in market valuation and delivering 20 million vehicles. Those are big.
Especially with Europe backing off on Teslas.
Right. Tesla delivered less than 2 million vehicles in 2024, and they want to do 20 million? They're going to have to come up with a lot less expensive,
Basically, they
better
came up with this
version.
package going, there's no way you're going to hit it, but man, it's going to make good headlines.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Additional targets include 1 million operational robo-taxis and delivery of 1 million artificial intelligent bots. Musk must stay with Tesla at least 7.5 years for partial payouts and 10 years if he wants to gather the full amount. The plan also grants Musk increased voting power.
Ooh.
Tesla shareholders will vote on the proposal at their November 6th annual meeting. Doesn't he own the company?
He started the company, and if it went public, I mean, obviously he only owns so much.
Right. Last year, investors restored Musk's $44.9 billion pay package as a Delaware judge initially rejected it. Tesla stock has dropped 25% this year, and amid political controversies and increased competition. So,
good time to buy it.
I guess so. Let's see what else we have for you today. There is a 9-year-old, I take that back, 9 12-year-old Boy Scouts and 5 adult leaders from Santa Barbara's Troop 26. They have been rescued. They rescued actually a stranded 78-year-old hiker. So the Boy Scouts were the rescuers. 78-year-old hiker in California's emigrant wilderness north of Yosemite. This happened way back on August 6th. We're just hearing about it now. Douglas Montgomery, a former scoutmaster on a solo 2-week trek, fell into Long Lake and lost his backpack containing his food and GPS equipment. After wandering miles of his planned route, Montgomery spent a cold night outdoors without supplies. He said, "I was getting colder and colder," and that's when Troop 26, a bunch of 12-year-old kids, came along, and they said that he was struggling a bit and literally could not walk on his own. The scouts provided food, water, and electrolytes, while they had been trained in search and rescue, so that's good. And anyway, a California Highway Patrol helicopter arrived 3 hours later, transporting him to safety and his waiting family. So, boy, what a story for those 12-year-olds to tell, right?
Yeah, they weren't searching for him. They just kind of stumbled on him.
They kind of did.
But they went into action.
And they knew
Okay,
what to,
guys,
and you know what? And they knew what to do. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't just say, oh, here's a Snickers, here's a, you have, this guy hasn't maybe eaten or drank maybe for a little bit, and then you have to be a little careful about introducing things.
You could almost say they were prepared.
They were prepared.
Be
You're
prepared.
exactly right. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I had something else I was going to ask you today. Oh, how about this one? Americans fall short on sleep. That's just across the board. You're one of them. I was one of them last night. I had one of those nights where I laid there and I thought, okay, gonna read a little bit till I get really sleepy. Well, I didn't really get very sleepy, so I kept on reading. And pretty soon I thought, okay, I gotta put the book down, gotta try to get some sleep here. And this was about 10 o'clock. And I was still awake at 1:30. That's terrible.
Yep.
And I kept putting the book down thinking, okay, try again. Think happy thoughts. And it's not like there's anything like super on my mind that I'm worried about or, stressed out or anything. Just wasn't very sleepy.
I took a nap, or I fell asleep during the football game last night, and I just kind of woke up. I guess Jen said she tried to get me to go upstairs. I fell asleep on the couch, and she tried to get me to go upstairs a couple times and just went, he'll go upstairs eventually. So I eventually made my way upstairs, but I had been napping during the Sunday night football game.
Oh, well, there
so
you go.
I woke up around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I couldn't get back to sleep, and so I'm sitting there playing with the cat. We've got one of our cats that was an outdoor cat. Actually, they were all outdoor cats at one time, but the latest one is a very vocal cat and just loves making just strange noises. It's the cutest thing you've ever heard. And so I'm sitting there playing with the cat, and it's just, making a heck of noise.
Oh, dear.
It's just a funny cat. And Jen's like, can you please try to go back to bed again? I'm like,
quit it. Yeah, stop with the cat already. Well, anyway, they say that Americans average only 6 hours and 40 minutes of sleep nightly.
I'm bringing that average down.
Yeah, well, last night I certainly would have brought it down too. Well below the recommended 7 to 9 hours for adults. That's what we're supposed to get, is between 7 and 9 hours. Now, I might be in bed between 7 and 9 hours, but I'm certainly not sleeping that whole time. So I don't know if that's good, bad, or otherwise. But anyway, they say that Americans pretty much across the board are falling short in terms of the sleep they get. And I
believe it.
So are you. Yeah. Okay, here's a good story from a McDonald's parking lot. A Michigan couple welcomed their 4th child right there in the parking lot at Mickey D's on August 11th, leading them to nickname the baby
McNugget?
McTilly.
Oh.
But that's not her real name. Alice and Kevin Rotunda were racing to the hospital 45 minutes away when they realized, nope, we're just not going to make it. And Kevin called 911 while driving about 100 miles an hour on an empty highway. And after pulling into the McDonald's lot, they exited their minivan as a police officer arrived. There was no way I could do anything other than stand there. And she felt the baby's head emerge, and she said, wow, this is it, going to be born in the McDonald's lot. Anyway, Dad catches the newborn which he did successfully, thankfully. Paramedics arrived about 10 minutes later, transported the family and new baby to the hospital, where the 7-pound, 14-ounce baby was confirmed healthy. Originally planning to name her Tilly, the family adapted to what they're referring to as the nickname. So I hope this is not her real name. Anyway, Mick Tilly. Everyone gets a kick out of it, her mom said, and yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
First off, you named the kid Tilly.
It's kind of cute. Tilly, maybe. And so, I mean, that's pretty clever. Mick Tilly, why not?
Yep.
Oh boy, to have a baby in a parking lot with
Pre-McDonald's for life.
everybody around. I guess when the baby's ready to be born,
Yeah,
that's
zero option.
That's just the deal. Okay, we'll wind up with this story because I think it's kind of a feel-good. Boston-based Unreal Snacks allows its 70 employees to expense unlimited chocolate from any brand, not just their own products. The team consumed over 1,300 pounds of chocolate in the first 7 months of this year and expects to reach nearly 3,000 pounds by December. The CEO explained the unusual perk serves a business purpose beyond satisfying sweet cravings. It's really meant to keep us really close to the products for our product, but also for other brands. The company produces chocolate made with whole ingredients, less sugar, and no artificial additives. McCarthy said, understanding mainstream flavors helps this team create healthier alternatives. Well, if
Can
there's
you
chocolate.
imagine being able to expense Reese's?
No. I know. Okay.
Diabetes, here we come.
Boy, for sure. You and I would be in terrible trouble. Anyway, speaking of that and candy, we have already landed the Halloween candy.
Already?
Yeah. So, we're 6 weeks out, but we're ready. And got to tell you, it's something new and different this year.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you've tasted these, but they are very good. I should have brought them in. They're in my car because I had to have a bag to taste.
Well, how
before I
about we
ordered them.
talk about it tomorrow?
Okay.
You'll bring one in and we'll try it.
Okay, that's good. We'll just
For
leave it.
science.
Yeah,
For
for science, and we won't tell you. In fact, I'm going to give you one and see if you can discern what the flavor is.
Oh.
How about that?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was this. I just saw it, and I thought that would be good for Halloween. So, I'm ready. Full-size bags, of course.
Bags.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so tomorrow, I'll leave it in my
Tomorrow.
car, so in
Yep.
case I forget, I can just run out there. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up on a Monday. Thanks for joining us. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great day.